Hey there! I have a recipe for you guys today. I made an amazing raspberry cobbler, kind of streusel kind of thing, but it's super duper good and I'm so excited to share with you guys this recipe. So I will go ahead and show you how I made this amazing dessert.
Okay, so first I need to make the crust. So I have 1 cup of almond flour. I'm sorry, the lighting's so bad in here. I have 1 cup of almond flour and a 1/4 cup of Swerve. I'm gonna use this one for the crust. And the almond flour I'm using, oh my god. This is the almond flour I'm using. But this one, I like the Blue Diamond one better. This one's a little mealy. I'm gonna toss my 1 cup of almond flour and 1/4 cup of Swerve in there. And then I have a 1/4 cup of melted butter, or 4 tablespoons, or half a stick. All the same thing. Okay, and then I'm just gonna mix that up. So I definitely used a little too much butter this time. It's usually a little drier than this, but that's okay. I think it's just gonna have to cook a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna transfer this into my pan. And then spread that out. Okay, you definitely want to push down the sides because any corners that are higher than the rest of it are gonna toast up quicker. Okay, and it all looks pretty even, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. While that is in the oven, I'm gonna get the crumble topping ready. So I have 2/3 of a cup of almond flour. I'm going to add to that 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of this brown sugar Swerve. And then I'm just going to mix that up. Another company that makes brown sugar substitutes is Sucre and Gold. I actually like Sucre and Gold's brown sugar substitute better. This is just what I have on hand right now. So that is what it looks like. It smells absolutely amazing. That brown sugar, it just smells so good. So that is what we are going to top the cobbler with. So I'm going to put this aside and wait for the crust to be completely toasted. Okay, so I pulled the crust out of the oven when it started to get brown in the center. It got brown around the edges first, but I wanted it to kind of cook as much as possible. It's still like a little wet because of the butter, but I'm going to put it back in the oven in a little bit. So I have that. I have a raspberry pie filling. I have 10 ounces here. The recipe, if you want like a full kind of pie, I've made it in the past with all the measurements being the same, but I've used 2 cups of blueberries and 2 cups of raspberries. But I'm just making this for myself, so I only used 10 ounces, and I just used raspberries because that's what I had. But you could definitely put it with more pie filling or less pie filling, depending on how much of the filling you want. I kind of want more. I kind of want this to be a small batch because I'm going to be the only one eating it. So that's why I'm not going to have a whole lot of pie filling. So this is 10 ounces here. I have I'll put the full recipe in the description box, but it's the same recipe that I used for my blueberry home run pies too. So I'm going to put that over the top. Okay, now I'm going to put the crumble topping on top. I kind of like big chunks, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try like making little crumble balls. I'm putting them on top because I want a little cluster. I'm just kind of pinching it and then dropping it. Because I don't want it to be like a full crumble. I want it to be like little clusters. Just because I like the brown sugar taste, so I don't want to get just like flakes of it. I want to get a nice little chunk. Oh my god, that looks amazing. So I'm going to put this back in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. Oh, I don't think I mentioned. I ended up putting my crust in there for 17 minutes. So I'm going to put this back in there, and I want this to start browning. So I'm going to put that in, and I'll check on it in 15 minutes. Okay, so I just took it out of the oven. It started to brown on top. I left it in for 17 minutes as well. It seems my new oven doesn't cook as quickly as my last oven did. So that is what it's looking like. I'm just letting it cool, and then I will cut out a piece.